Hey coin lovers and treasure hunters, welcome back to Global Coin News. The world of rare coins is full of hidden treasures, and today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting areas of American numismatics. Exposed, have you ever imagined that a simple 5-cent coin hiding in your pocket, an old coin jar, or your grandparents' collection could actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars? It may sound unbelievable, but that is exactly what has happened with some of the rarest United States Monticello Jefferson Nickels. While millions of these coins were produced over the decades, only a small number have become highly desirable because of their rare mint marks, exceptional preservation, full steps details, minting errors, or extremely low surviving populations. Today, we're counting down the 5 most valuable Monticello Jefferson Nickels that continue to attract serious collectors and achieve remarkable prices in today's rare coin market. Stay with us until the end, because the final coin on our list has stunned collectors with an incredible auction result. So let's get started. First up, we're taking a close look at the legendary 1973 United States Jefferson Nickel with no mint mark, especially examples found in fine condition. While millions of these coins were produced, certain well-preserved pieces, attractive examples, and rare mint era varieties continue to attract collector attention. Before you spend that old nickel, stay with us, because you might discover that your pocket change deserves a place in a collection instead of a cash register. The history of the 1973 Jefferson Nickel begins with one of America's longest-running coin series. The Jefferson Nickel was first introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, the coin honored America's third president, Thomas Jefferson, while also celebrating his famous Virginia home, Monticello. By 1973, the United States Mint had already been producing Jefferson Nickels for 35 years, making the design familiar to millions of Americans. The Philadelphia Mint struck the 1973 coins without placing a mint mark on them, which is why collectors refer to these as no mint mark nickels. More than 384 million Philadelphia nickels were produced in 1973, making them common in circulation, but condition and special varieties make all the difference. At first glance, the 1973 Jefferson Nickel may appear simple, but every detail tells a story. On the front of the coin is a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Around the portrait, you'll find the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," along the left side, while Liberty followed by a star and the date, 1973, appear on the right side. Since this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, before mint marks became standard there, no mint mark appears beside the date. Turning the coin over reveals one of the most recognizable buildings in American numismatics, Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate. Above the building appears the word EPLUBUSUNUM. Across the center is the name MONTICLLO. Beneath the building is the denomination 5 cents, while the bottom of the coin proudly reads United States of America. The reverse design has remained one of the most iconic images on American coins for decades and continues to be appreciated by collectors around the world. The 1973 Jefferson Nickel was struck using the standard copper-nickel alloy that has been used for most modern United States nickels. The coin contains 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs exactly 5 grams, measures 21.21 millimeters in diameter, and features a smooth plain edge without reeds. This durable metal composition allows many examples to survive decades of circulation, while still preserving much of their original design. Now let's talk about rarity, because this is where many collectors become excited. A standard 1973 no mint mark Jefferson Nickel in fine condition is not considered a rare coin. Millions were saved, and many remain available today. However, collectors are always searching for exceptional examples that show strong detail, minimal wear, attractive surfaces, or the famous full steps designation on the Monticello staircase in higher mint state grades. Even more valuable are genuine mint era coins displaying doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or dramatic strike errors. These unusual varieties are significantly scarcer than ordinary circulation pieces and can command impressive premiums at auction. Collector demand for Jefferson Nickels has remained steady because the series is affordable, historically important, and offers many challenging varieties. Beginners often start collecting Jefferson Nickels, while advanced numismatists pursue top-quality certified examples with sharp strikes and complete staircase details. This continuing demand helps maintain interest in coins like the 1973 no-mint mark nickel, especially when they are professionally graded by respected certification services. Now let's discuss today's market values. If your 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel is only in fine condition, it is generally worth around 5 cents to about 50 cents, depending on eye appeal and collector demand. Extremely attractive circulated examples may occasionally sell for a little more. Uncirculated coins can range from a few dollars to several dozen dollars, depending on grade. Certified high-grade, full steps, examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, while rare mint-era coins can also bring substantial prices when authenticated. The most valuable examples are exceptional pieces in top condition rather than ordinary circulated coins. If you own a 1973 Jefferson nickel, examine it carefully under bright light or with a magnifying glass. Look for unusual doubling in the lettering, off-center strikes, clipped edges, die cracks, or other minting errors. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning often reduces collector value. Store it in a protective coin holder to prevent scratches and environmental damage. If you believe your coin has an unusual feature or is in exceptional condition, consider having it evaluated by a professional coin grading service before selling it. Authentication can significantly increase buyer confidence and sometimes increase the selling price. The 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel proves that every old coin deserves a closer look. Although most examples in fine condition remain affordable collectibles rather than expensive rarities, outstanding high-grade specimens and genuine mint-era varieties continue to capture the attention of serious collectors. The difference between an ordinary 5-cent coin and a valuable collectible often comes down to condition, strike quality, rarity, and authentication. So before you spend that old nickel, take a few moments to inspect it carefully. You may not discover a fortune, but you could uncover an interesting piece of American history that every coin collector would appreciate. Next up, we're taking a closer look at the legendary 1975 United States Jefferson Monticello 5-cent nickel in very fine condition. While millions were produced, certain examples continue to attract attention in the coin market, and understanding what makes them collectible could help you identify a hidden treasure in your own collection. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also share some important collector tips that could save you money and even help you spot a valuable variety. The Jefferson Nickel series has been an important part of American coinage since 1938. It replaced the famous Buffalo nickel and was designed to honor the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. The reverse of the coin proudly features Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, making this one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. By 1975, the Jefferson nickel had already been circulating for nearly 4 decades and had become one of the most familiar coins in everyday American commerce. The Denver Mint continued producing millions of these coins to meet the nation's demand for circulating currency, and every coin struck there carries the distinctive D mint mark. Now let's examine the unique features of the 1975 Jefferson nickel. On the front, or obverse, the coin displays the left-facing portrait of President Thomas Jefferson. Around the portrait, you'll find the inscriptions "In God We Trust" on the left side and "Liberty," followed by the date 1975 on the right side. Just beside the date appears the small D mint mark, indicating that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Turning to the reverse, the coin features the famous image of Monticello, Jefferson's elegant estate. Above the building is the inscription "EPLUBUSUNUM," while directly beneath Monticello appears the word Monticllo. Below that is the denomination 5 cents, and along the bottom edge is United States of America. These inscriptions have become instantly recognizable to generations of Americans and remain one of the classic designs in United States coinage. The 1975 Jefferson Nickel has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, weighs 5 grams, and features a plain edge without reading. Its composition consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a durable alloy that has been used for circulating Jefferson Nickels since the end of the World War II silver alloy period. This strong metal combination allows many coins to survive decades of circulation while still retaining much of their original detail. When discussing rarity, it's important to understand that the standard 1975 Jefferson Nickel is not considered a rare date because the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of examples. However, rarity in coin collecting is not always about mintage numbers alone. Collectors place a premium on coins with exceptional preservation, strong strikes showing complete full steps on Monticello or genuine mint errors. High-grade mint state examples become much scarcer than circulated pieces, and rare error varieties can command significant premiums. One notable example is a documented misplaced mint mark variety that has sold for hundreds of dollars at auction because of its rarity. If your coin is in very fine condition, it should display moderate wear, but still retain clear lettering and most major design details. Jefferson's hair will show noticeable wear while remaining well-defined, and Monticello will still exhibit recognizable architectural details despite circulation. Very fine coins are popular with collectors who appreciate attractive historical pieces without paying the higher prices required for uncirculated examples. Now let's discuss today's market value. A typical 1975 Jefferson Nickel in very fine circulated condition generally sells for around 10 cents to $1, depending on eye appeal, demand, and the individual dealer or marketplace. Exceptionally attractive circulated coins may bring slightly higher prices, while ordinary examples often trade close to face value. Certified mint state coins with outstanding preservation can be worth $10, $25, $50, or considerably more depending on grade. Coins certified with the coveted full steps designation or possessing legitimate mint errors may reach several $100s or even higher in competitive auctions. As always, auction prices fluctuate based on collector demand and certification. For collectors, patience and careful observation are the keys to success. Always inspect your Jefferson Nickels under good lighting, and if possible, use a magnifying glass to check the mint mark, lettering, Monticello steps, and any unusual doubling or striking errors. Avoid cleaning your coins, because even gentle cleaning can permanently reduce their collector value. Store your coins in protective holders or albums to prevent scratches and environmental damage. If you believe you've discovered an unusually sharp example or a possible error variety, consider having it authenticated and graded by a respected third-party grading service before attempting to sell it. Another helpful tip is to compare recent auction sales rather than relying on advertised asking prices. Many sellers list common coins for unrealistic amounts online, but actual completed sales provide a much more accurate picture of current market value. Understanding the difference between ordinary circulated coins and genuinely scarce collectible examples will help you make smarter buying and selling decisions. In conclusion, the 1975 Jefferson Monticello 5-cent nickel is an excellent reminder that every coin has a story. Although most circulated examples are common and worth only a modest premium over face value, exceptional condition, rare errors, and high-grade certified pieces can become valuable additions to any collection. The excitement of coin collecting comes from learning the details, recognizing quality, and occasionally discovering a coin that others overlooked. So before you spend your next Jefferson Nickel, take a closer look. You might be holding a collectible piece of American history that deserves a place in your collection instead of your pocket. Next up, one coin that continues to attract attention is the legendary 1964 Jefferson Nickel, with the D mint mark. While millions of these coins were produced, certain examples with exceptional quality, rare errors, or outstanding eye appeal have surprised collectors with impressive values at auctions. In today's video, we're taking a close look at the fascinating history, unique design, important features, collector demand, and current market value of the 1964 D Jefferson nickel in circulated condition. Stay with us until the end, because you may discover that an ordinary-looking nickel in your collection deserves a much closer inspection. The history of the 1964 Jefferson nickel begins during an important period in American coinage. The Jefferson Nickel series was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. Designed to honor America's third president, Thomas Jefferson, the coin became one of the longest-running designs in United States history. By 1964, the nation was experiencing a severe coin shortage, causing the United States Mint to dramatically increase production. The Denver Mint alone struck more than 1.7 billion Jefferson nickels dated 1964, making it one of the highest mintage nickels ever produced. Interestingly, although the coins carry the 1964 date, many were actually struck well into 1965 as the Mint worked to overcome the shortage. The first feature collectors notice is the small D mint mark, located on the reverse side of the coin to the right of Monticello. This mint mark identifies the coin as having been produced at the Denver Mint. While the D mint mark itself is not rare, collectors carefully inspect it because some 1964 D nickels display valuable repunched mint mark varieties and other striking anomalies that can dramatically increase their value. These unusual varieties are far scarcer than regular circulation strikes and remain highly desirable among specialists. On the front, or obverse, the coin features the left-facing portrait of President Thomas Jefferson. Around the portrait appear the words "In God We Trust" along the left side, "Liberty," followed by a star, and the date, 1964, along the right rim. The portrait displays Jefferson's distinctive hairstyle and formal appearance, making it one of the most recognizable portraits in American coinage. Turning to the reverse side, the famous home of Thomas Jefferson, Monticello, occupies the center of the design. Above the building appears the word Monticello. Beneath the building are the denomination 5 cents and the inscription United States of America. Along the lower rim is the national motto EPLUIBUSUNUM. Collectors often pay close attention to the steps leading up to Monticello because coins showing sharply defined, full steps are significantly scarcer and command much stronger premiums in higher grades. The material used for the 1964 D Jefferson nickel is another reason the coin has remained durable for decades. Unlike the silver dimes, quarters, and half dollars produced in the same year, the Jefferson nickel contains 75% copper and 25% nickel. Its total weight is 5 grams, and it measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter with a smooth edge. Because it contains no silver, its value generally depends on collector demand, condition, rarity, and mint errors rather than precious metal content. Although the 1964 D Jefferson nickel is extremely common in circulated grades, collectors continue searching through old rolls and pocket change because not every coin is created equal. Strong strikes, attractive surfaces, original luster, and minimal wear can make one example much more desirable than another. Even more exciting are rare mint errors, doubled dies, repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and exceptional full steps examples. These characteristics transform an ordinary nickel into a collectible piece capable of bringing substantial premiums at auction. Now let's discuss the current market value. A typical 1964 D Jefferson nickel in circulated condition usually sells for around 10 cents to 30 cents, depending on its overall appearance and preservation. Better circulated coins with less wear may sell for slightly more, while attractive uncirculated pieces often range from several dollars to over $12. High-grade certified examples with full steps can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and extraordinary varieties or major mint errors have realized far higher prices at major auctions. That is why collectors never judge an old nickel by its face value alone. If you are building a collection, take your time examining every 1964 Jefferson nickel you find. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the mint mark, lettering, and the steps of Monticello. Avoid cleaning the coin, since cleaning usually reduces collector value. Store your coins in protective holders to prevent scratches and environmental damage. If you discover a coin with an unusual error, exceptionally sharp details, or nearly perfect preservation, consider having it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service before selling it. In conclusion, the 1964 Jefferson nickel proves that even one of America's most common coins can become an exciting collectible. Most circulated examples remain inexpensive, but special varieties, rare errors, and superb high-grade specimens continue to attract strong interest from collectors across the United States. The next time you receive a handful of change or open an old coin jar, don't overlook that worn 1964 nickel. A careful inspection could reveal a hidden treasure that is worth far more than its humble 5-cent face value. Next up, we're exploring the legendary 1971 Jefferson Monticello 5-cent coin in fine condition, a coin that has become an interesting collectible because of its age, history, and the possibility of valuable high-grade or error varieties. If you have one sitting in a coin jar, wallet, or inherited collection, don't rush to spend it. Stay with me until the end because we'll cover its complete history, every important design feature, today's market value, and the collector tips that could help you discover something much more valuable than 5 cents. The history of the 1971 Jefferson nickel begins during an exciting period in American coinage. By 1971, the Jefferson nickel had already been circulating for more than 3 decades after first being introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel. The coin honored America's third president, Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse celebrated his famous Virginia home, Monticello. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these nickels for everyday commerce, making them common in circulation at the time. Even though the overall mintage was high, collectors continue searching for well-preserved examples and unusual mint errors because exceptional pieces can command strong premiums. The small d mint mark tells us this coin was struck at the United States Mint facility in Denver, Colorado. During the early 1970s, the Denver Mint was producing enormous numbers of nickels to meet the country's demand for circulating coinage. Because these coins were made for everyday use, most entered circulation immediately and accumulated scratches, wear, and damage over many years. Finding one today in fine condition is not unusual, but finding one with exceptional eye appeal, original surfaces, or a rare mint error can be much more challenging. When examining the front of the coin, you'll immediately notice the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Around the portrait are several inscriptions that identify the coin. Across the left side appears the famous national motto, "In God We Trust." Along the right side appears the word "Liberty," followed by the date 1971. Just beside the date is the small d mint mark, indicating the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. These inscriptions are essential because collectors carefully inspect every letter and number for signs of doubling, die cracks, repunched mint marks, or other mint-made varieties. Turning to the reverse, the centerpiece is the detailed image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate. Above the building is the word Monticello. Directly beneath the building appears 5 cents, followed by United States of America. Along the lower rim is the national motto, EPLUBUSUNUM. One important feature collectors often examine is the sharpness of the steps leading up to Monticello. Coins displaying clearly defined full steps on high-grade examples are especially desirable and can sell for significantly more than ordinary pieces. 1971 Jefferson nickel is made from the standard alloy used for modern Jefferson nickels. It contains 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, has a diameter of approximately 21.2 millimeters, and features a smooth edge with no reading. This durable composition allows many coins to survive decades in circulation, although constant use gradually wears away the finer details of Jefferson's portrait and the Monticello building. Now let's discuss what makes this coin interesting to collectors. In ordinary circulated grades, the 1971 D nickel is considered a common issue because of its large production numbers. However, collectors are not simply searching for any example. They are looking for coins with strong strikes, attractive original surfaces, unusual tunning, and especially rare mint errors. Double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other production mistakes can dramatically increase a coin's desirability. High-grade mint state examples with full steps are also much scarcer than circulated coins and often achieve impressive auction prices. If your coin is in fine condition, it typically shows moderate circulation wear. Jefferson's hair details will be partially worn, the cheek and jaw will appear smoother, and many of the finer architectural details of Monticello will have softened. Even so, the major design elements remain visible, making the coin attractive for collectors assembling complete circulated Jefferson nickel sets. Now let's talk about today's market value. According to current market guides, a normal 1971 D Jefferson nickel in fine circulated condition is generally worth around 10 cents to 50 cents, depending on its appearance, originality, and local collector demand. Coins in extremely fine or about uncirculated grades can bring higher prices, while certified mint state examples may sell for several dollars or much more. Exceptionally preserved full-step specimens have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at major auctions because of their rarity in top condition. Valuable mint era examples can also command significant premiums depending on the specific era and its rarity. For collectors, the most important advice is to inspect every 1971 D nickel carefully before deciding its value. Use good lighting and a magnifying glass to check the date, mint mark, lettering, Jefferson's portrait, and the steps of Monticello. Avoid cleaning the coin, because cleaning usually lowers collector value by damaging the original surfaces. If you believe you've found a coin with an unusual error or one in exceptionally high condition, consider having it authenticated and graded by a respected professional grading service. Certification not only confirms authenticity, but can also increase buyer confidence if you decide to sell. Building a Jefferson nickel collection can be both enjoyable and educational. Many collectors begin with circulated examples and gradually upgrade to high-grade coins over time. Others focus on collecting every mint mark, every major variety, or every full steps example. Even though the 1971 D nickel is common in circulation, searching through rolls and collections remains exciting because valuable varieties occasionally appear where least expected. In conclusion, the 1971 D Jefferson Monticello 5-cent coin reminds us that even an everyday coin can hold historical significance and collector appeal. While a typical fine-condition example is usually worth only a small premium above face value, exceptional preservation, full steps, or rare mint errors can transform an ordinary nickel into a highly desirable collectible. That's why experienced numismatists never judge a coin by its denomination alone. The next time you come across a 1971 D Jefferson nickel, take a closer look. You might be holding an overlooked piece of American numismatic history that is worth far more than 5 cents. Next up, we're taking a closer look at the legendary 1988 D United States Jefferson Monticello 5-cent coin in very fine condition. While millions of these coins were produced, there are certain examples that attract serious collector attention, especially high-grade pieces and unusual era varieties. We'll discuss the latest collector market values, what makes this coin special, and how you can determine whether your own nickel deserves a place in a collection instead of your pocket. The Jefferson Nickel series has one of the longest continuous histories in American coinage. It was first introduced in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel. The new design honored America's third president, Thomas Jefferson, while the reverse proudly displayed his historic Virginia home, Monticello. By 1988, the Jefferson nickel had already been circulating for 50 years and had become one of the most recognizable coins produced by the United States Mint. During that year, nickels were struck at both Philadelphia and Denver, with Denver coins carrying the familiar D mint mark. Although the 1988 D issue is not considered a low mintage rarity, it remains an important part of the Jefferson Nickel collection and continues to attract collectors searching for exceptional examples and valuable mint eras. Now let's examine the unique features that identify the 1988 D Jefferson Nickel. The coin measures approximately 21.21 millimeters in diameter and weighs exactly 5 grams. It has a smooth, plain edge without reeds, making it instantly recognizable by touch. The Denver Mint placed the small D mint mark on the obverse beside Jefferson's portrait, making it easy to distinguish from Philadelphia issues of the same year. Every detail on this coin reflects the classic Jefferson Nickel design that remained in use for decades before the redesigns introduced in the 2000s. Looking at the front, or obverse, the coin features the left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Around the portrait appear the inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the left edge, "Liberty" to the right, followed by a star, and then the date, 1988. Just beside the date sits the important D mint mark, showing that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Even in very fine condition, Jefferson's hair, forehead, and facial outline should still display noticeable detail, although moderate wear is expected from years of circulation. Turning to the reverse, you'll find the detailed image of Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia estate. Above the building appears the word Monticello, while beneath the building is the denomination 5 cents. Along the lower edge is the inscription United States of America, and surrounding the upper rim is the national motto EPLUBUSUNUM. On stronger strikes, the famous steps leading up to Monticello are clearly visible, and collectors often pay special attention to these details when evaluating higher-grade examples. The composition of the 1988 D Jefferson Nickel is another interesting feature. Like most modern Jefferson Nickels, it consists of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This alloy provides durability and allows the coin to withstand decades of circulation while maintaining much of its original appearance. Each coin weighs 5 grams and was designed specifically to endure heavy everyday use without significant damage. Many viewers wonder whether the 1988 D Jefferson Nickel is actually rare. The answer depends on the specific example. Ordinary circulated coins are common because the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of nickels that year. A coin in very fine condition usually shows moderate circulation wear and is readily available to collectors. However, the story changes dramatically for coins preserved in pristine mint state grades or those displaying rare mint errors. Examples with exceptional strikes, beautiful luster, full steps details on Monticello, doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or other verified mint errors can command premiums that far exceed the value of ordinary circulated coins. Collectors are always searching for these unusual pieces because they are much scarcer than regular circulation strikes. Now let's discuss current market values. A typical 1988 D Jefferson Nickel in very fine condition generally sells for around 10 cents to $1, depending on eye appeal and collector demand. Extremely fine examples may bring $1 to $3, while attractive about uncirculated coins often sell for $3 to $10. Certified mint state examples with strong strikes can range from $20 to well over $100, particularly if they receive high grades from professional grading services. If a rare mint error or an exceptional full-step specimen is discovered, auction prices can climb into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity and certified grade. Actual selling prices always depend on the coin's condition, authenticity, and market demand at the time of sale. If you're planning to collect Jefferson Nickels, patience and careful examination are your greatest tools. Always inspect your coins under bright lighting with a magnifying glass. Pay close attention to the mint mark, the date, Jefferson's portrait, and the steps of Monticello. Watch for unusual doubling, off-center strikes, missing design elements, die cracks, clipped planchets, or other mint-produced errors. Never clean your coins, because cleaning almost always reduces collector value. If you believe you've found an unusually sharp or rare example, consider having it authenticated and graded by a respected third-party grading service. Professional certification can significantly increase buyer confidence and may improve the coin's market value. As we come to the end of today's video, remember that the 1988 Jefferson Nickel may look like an ordinary 5-cent coin, but every collector knows that hidden value often lies in condition, rarity, and minting errors. While most very fine examples are worth only a modest premium over face value, exceptional high-grade coins and verified error varieties can become exciting finds in the world of numismatics. That means the next nickel you discover in an old coin jar, family collection, or pocket change could deserve a much closer look. So before you spend another 1988 Jefferson nickel, inspect it carefully. You never know when an ordinary coin could turn into an impressive collector's treasure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest updates on valuable US coins, auction records, rare mint errors, and hidden pocket change treasures. Thank you for watching, and happy coin hunting.